Okay, say, quick class here. Live Tharamagam Takramane. Live Tharamam Takramane, do not use it to this year. No, you have to Target. You have to live Tharamaga report, we Talu report, live Taragum Takramane, do not. Live Thaga came from there of Kandia. So report of Markataluramina, record is a tomorrow. You have to Tareko. You have to Tare. And the game, new links is all. They copy Tori Haraga. Among the live the Talurabam Taharo. I command Taluring Yanta Hotre. I know the links and share to it. So for a hundred report to Dormina. Live Talagasu, I don't continue to again. No report when you the Tara. So yeah, for link. Share to it. Okay, Aresima. Again, no text mean Kangu Makazu, Yaraba, Sound Musi Arabam Taro. The game, my Zoom, Canada, Yang using Zoo, YouTube the Yang using Zoo. For it, Ozalage, says share Torah. Share Torah. Okay, here I go. The gay screen. Okay, if the using your screen uraba, yaraba. Yanarabu, when we yaraba. The YouTube Makaju yarabu. So Yaren Lauraga. Quiz Mamang the call. Part Karaga Horamani, Part Kara Horamani. Or maybe the discuss or missing mode of heat transfer. Nasi topic, Nasi main topic. I know no here again. I don't see that to explain the ragging. So, Nasi topic, today's topic will be modes of heat transfer. Like different ways in which heat can be transferred from one body, from a body core. Amana kaino ahan bada conduction layer, then second mode convection, third radiation. So three modes of heat transfer we are going to discuss. The conduction happens mainly we are going to discuss conduction and radiation. Nasi na conduction discuss already radiation next class. Conduction has a heat transfer by actual contact. Yara body to actually touch Tauruba Kanda. Body to actually touch Tauba Kanda transfer Tauraka. Actual touch Taurakanda Nico heat transfer to the sea. As have a road, Mai Tare, Mai the Quena road, Yotki, Yot Machayama Tinzale. One end Amana, Mai do the thing. Aduga other end to the Kuna Pire, Adukanda Sar Idana, Sagalidana, Maduka conduction. And the Ashaba Podamaka ising lumi kondo na ta pai ba kana sarak pato madu that is the conduction. So actual contact amana magi de kedawi medium is required for conduction. Medium is required. Then the next point is conduction ga convection ga kendra kado sidane conduction de kedawa da nasagi medium de dakar hoy medium ama de dakar hoy do re conduction da tawadabu nangi conduction da di nangi matter yaw constituent particles aitare matters indo yaw matters indo kedawani magi actual motion di laite no actual motion of the matters. Hiding away art heading as I yot when a pipe kanda may do see the tare, aduga yot machayama see the tame, yaraba, yon machayama kak, yaro may tare, aduga songi ends to the in a pyre. Pyro bakanda, I want to have the power, hit the transfer or hit the float or but kadawi, sidal hobanagi particles high atom higher molecule higher, madi actually move the Torokidana, madi hanapium the Dumle Hopanihava. So in conduction, in conduction that there is no actual motion of the matters. What about convection? Convection sinanagi without actual containing sinanagi by actual motion of the matters, bulk motion of the matters. And since heat transfer, heat transfer by actual motion of the matters. I think say ising sale, ising sabada, ising sara ising manindo. Ising the makumpat handukan I would have powder, manino balona saba laidana. Yara madu kaidino, as have a water molecules, ma'ams, in water vapor, do I know the pashala pine. He took a water vapor to a poor lie, I know the thing, Adugana sare. So this is by actual transfer of the my matters too. Matters into your river particles, ma'ams, heat puri matter. Heat transferred to the scenario matter, though, must hamang he to poor as a kivatar. Actual motion is a kiva. Conduction no kaitoba matter the dum lehoba. Convection the young it obviously Shizu Kaidoni, it requires a medium. Convection is a medium required way. Convection the typhonic two types of convection. Two types of convection. Sida point macha iramge hayang option the kaida question the hang pakadi yana boko. Convection the details is tamaroi, but sigi point amani certainly easy kango. Two types of convection. This is a natural convection. Natural convection. Amasin force convection. Sigi example amani kangauzi. Natural convection haibasina hayang sma hairo. Nasai ising lume. Ising lumba kanda kaido makha the lebe ising do. May to a heck tianariba may do ga. Chidanang ising lum dore. May ziga heck frame do ga heck and take a labor ising water zikadorani hit dorani. Hit or my density hundred. Less dense or a minakadore less density or a matak makaina. Comparatively larger density. Other large density or a min lume, hibi or a hibi or min masakadorani, makata kumani. Light or mana gadorani, makat, so Sumana is circulation of a daudore. So circulation of this water while heat boiling haitare. Boil taurikana my water is circulation. See Wokina Kaikoba, this is natural convection. So example the kaino circulation of water during heating hydrogen during boiling hydra boiling taurik taukan circulation of water atopamana flow of trade winds trade winds flow of trade winds isam sana trade winds has we have trade winds have the kaino nasai maru ena sumana example am pige sida samudra gi kano do lere ko ocean ma lere aduga sida shore ne koi land do yarava sida land lere aduga sina water body am lere what will happen is ngasagi kalen thada or natraga se daytime and night time harisi daytime da kaidawani isingi body sidi kaidawani haro madis ingani haba temperature will be slightly lower land na kaidawani mana slightly higher the higher temperature the lower temperature the kaidawada nangi nungshitu flow tawrani wind will flow due to nangi difference in temperature or difference in density higher yandaraba good so nungthindana kaidawada from nangi land to kadaida nangi water body da ado kariguma night time dadi night time dena kaidawani night time ising si dekhan haigre ising dadi temperature change tawzi am slow oi haire kaidawai dana gi temperature khangnem nem da ba khangi hingat pa tawti haire yar due to its nangi high value of specific heat ado nongdang gi matam da su kaidawani temperature yam ka hana khangi indharoi ba temperature hane phim da dum laine chorakna yaraba num tindal hoba temperature da ado nagi land dadi kaidawani kangphan dadi nagi temperature du yam ingdhagrani haba yam ingdhagrani nongdang gi rokan dadi so hanang ni kaidawani hairo hanang na kanagi temperature na chaw herni nagi water body ki temperature na chawrani and higher temperature di lower temperature da kedore what koi gi nungsitu flow to bhaurani yanda rabo so sea is kanoje wind jibo koi na kai gore it is called trade winds koi sida chil nagi sil liba nungsitu bo koi na kai gore ba trade winds clear werabo yanda rani anyway and the sea wind makhalsi bo kana trade winds it is example of natural convection akuna nampu da chela loba nati habako we did not apply any external force sima yare yemo amana natural convection it is caused by gravity ne yaraba gravity na maram orga cause dawi it is caused by natural convection is caused by Karina nagi gravity or in other words gravity is Gravity plays a very important role in the natural convection. Clear? Yeah. Hanana force convection haragana nampuda selan by tare nampuda. Example sidana kaidorni senagi circulation of wind, circulation of air harzi by using nangi fan sizinare haraga nangi circulate tokonba. Fan sinare haraga circulate tokonba. Nampuda. Ade amana kaidoba body gi nangi blood circulation. Circulation of blood inside body manung da circulate tawrize blood circulate tawrize si kari korne koina haro nangi this is force convection yani ngaba yara sibau convection gi sibau dang koi tamani convection gi da koi sibau dang tamani ko koi yam ka haina convection da ta aroi natural convection have natural convection na kari masa mathanda flow tawa and in a natural convection akogi gravity plays a huge role in the natural convection. Force convection dana kaidauba force convection dana nampu de chalan bhai tare serena gravity ki role aitre against the gravity work to nisina yaraba normally na ye flow to kum to do adu dagi against work kadaba. Clear yare. So example khara pire sisima koi khango. Now what is the difference between conduction and a convection? Conduction de the heat transfer by the actual contact sidi nangi actual contact na te by the actual sagi motion of the matter sunero. It requires a medium, both requires medium. In conduction no actual motion of the matter. Clear gare amaga iramgige conduction can occur in both conduction can occur in a both solid, liquid and gas, but conductivity in nagi gas and nagi liquid is small, is koi very small hai zero very body high is small hai is small compared to solid का compare to kana nagi conductivity से conductivity is very small very do they high re small dang high re but am p ko compare to kanda yaraba good gas adi aduki madik pikre aduna gas ta and liquid ta koi conduction ka hai base koi high ga nova. So we will discuss conduction only in karida solid body khakta da koi conduction discuss tawrane adu hayeng conduction se karam body da occur tawba yagi haradi both solid liquid and gases yandarabo good adu kan nagi ngasai convection dadi radiation se man nakhai singne ai next nakhai singne extra class koi tage good yaraba. So convection ki simai sidam ta iram gi convection can occur convection can occur convection can occur only in fluid fluid have liquid and gas only in fluid khakta da ko fluid khakta da thoeba only in fluid that is nagi liquid and gas so happy party ki wish pipi rak pasang very thank you aitare very thank you yare so nungdang da akoi birthday party macha ma tawni party macha ai da game na te just noi keng nong kak tawna te mayam pullaga ko sir ge family members mayam pullaga kayung ba enjang how ba masum cha bhai tare mayam punba sako uzu watre sako uda pun da udi leire adubu just marak sida ko haira punba gi wanni aduna nungdang sangaroi dawni ko nung tinje amtang sir lecture nam hoge sin nam loraga sir ge thabak atopa khara ju leiri adu sombak chalo gi ko nungdang yep sangraga di sir class to yaroi aduna pharak kitang tare ngasi class timing ji tangai fadana nam da yada na si timing ji raname for radiation ji ma koi ko na ko radiation gi topic de discuss tawrage ngasi gi conduction convection ji ma whatever sana ngasi hojik e is that is sufficient exam you is sufficient is ma yahalo. So now tharo conduction mode of heat transfer. So let's discuss about conduction. Conduction hai taragadi yengo sida koi sumaya ma lorge solid body da yamba thoni hai gre liquid and gas adi conduction je thok badi ai but very less yaraba my conductivity is very less ai sumaya ma lorge body ama ka lorge body sida side ama the temperature ko side ani khak T1 hare som side na T2 T1 ga T2 sida gi nangi direction heat flow tawdore yaraba hadi nangi som side ta aying ba haro T1 greater than T2 haro ne asaba thamme left side na asaba thamme right side na aying ba thamme se ice thamme ga yam hara kani now kaidaroni adude nangi side ani sigi temperature khenaba maramna due to the difference in the temperature what will happen nangi heat flows from the nangi hotter side to the colder side yaraba good ihan hambadede kaidawani initial stage adi ma heat flow do kaidawada uniform oigiroi but aikoina naina do di keno steady state at steady state sida selaka the heat to the rate will be constant good so we are going to discuss at steady state at steady state at steady state nange rate of heat flow q dot inai si wa koina also called heat current kaido bai current hai no khoi khangani maram de hayeng sigi je current electricity ga adugi mede compare tawre har ga sine whatever current electricity sin agada formula mayam jing akoi sida sin aba yani with some modification yaraba good so at steady state rate of heat flow that is nangi q dot also called heat current is nangi say constant orane at steady state is constant and is given by high rivanangi si combined peak the hardy q dot have the heat flow heat rate of heat flow hardy q divided by time q divided by time heat divided by time adu bokone heat current adraga rate of heat flow unity kari warne adu joule per second that is heat by time energy by time de watt that is power niko and also called heat current or heat power yaraba power जो है ने कई दो power है ना the unit is watt anyway सी जे करेगा मानेगा है कांदा minus k a delta t by delta x हारेगा दी सीधे की सिबो की सलीबत लिंक सी अदो आई स्माइल ते इगे से कितन समझल जे कोई एग्जाम की इबे याना बको याम कहाय नहीं कंफ्यूजन लरोगे let's say l yandarava nangi distance or gap between the 2 points I know the irizi kano ngasagi a have a point se dagi the b have a point bo se 1 to 2 se len khalo sigi mar ki gap to ne ko ina l hai bi se delta t se na kai oido baharo delta t se final minus initial ni ko 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 bhya de t2 minus t1 noina hai bi ai se da minus half is kai do bai no minus half is sigi term je left side term je positive tana bane my negative is used to make the nangi akogi left term have the q dot to positive kaido bagi delta l is always negative hoine along the direction of heat flow delta t will be kari hoido ba negative delta t kamane negative hoido ba ai 1 dagi to the flow tawre haradi 1 na temperature 2 dai sawi hani tro delta t hai kanda di final minus initial ne ba delta t2 do na p vanina delta t do always kai hoine haro negative along the direction of flow aduna kai da uido ba sigi nagi lag to ba sigi term khai je lag to ba sigi term khai je negative tarani madu negative to bo positive hola na ba I write minus ko atopa mara noi lyric ta yam to shin ba mana or nakhai yam sing na sumai ibe yai ke a haraga ne temperature achobodo initial minus final na taba t1 minus t2 harga l ibama yarabo it's your choice yandarabo good adu nang minus dum lokhokraju yare dana final minus initial na 3 larger minus smaller clear confusion pe yade ko si je confusion pe yade the q dot heat करे ना तरह heat power मागी unit करी ने बा watt heat ना तेको सीधे इरिसी q ना तेको q इवा नंगी लाइट सुयावी but q ना तेको मधु q dot that is q divided by time never confuse this never get confused then adu this is akoina kaido bagi heat करे ना हाई no हाई रगदी yengo sida akoina se comparison with nangi current flow nangi current flow ga akoina compare tauge hairadi ngasagi akoina current oiram tadi I hai kan de kari ga manai current have the potential difference Potential difference divided by resistance. Delta V, that is potential difference. The potential difference, so sida koina kamaina compare taurani I gi mahutta nangi Q dot to iroba. Adugi neba koina here the current hai zi. Ado delta V gi mahutta na kaido ba delta T da koi higher minus lower do. T1 minus T2, that is temperature difference larger dagi ita reko. Delta T E3 kaido bagi delta T urade mo nang ngasagi final minus initial toroka and negative target toroka neba. Negative tadana ba T1 minus T2, that is temperature difference larger minus smaller divided by nangi ngasagi kaibe are to them. Ay ngasai igi ma'am do. T1 minus T2 hai kanda lemho ribatta makaido makada putharo. Makada yarava sida kun R thermal hergam ti using. There is nangi potential difference ki mahutta hanana kari hai doba temperature difference. Mana bane bhar. Karina cell is kado no potential difference lebagi. Karina cell is karigena ba potential difference lebagi. Heat na cell is na heat na flow to is kado no temperature difference lebagi. Adi ako na ngasai current chain ba kanda se nangi 1 dagi 2 da current cell adi magi resistance ay sumain igise. 1 dagi 2 da current cell eva my resistance R neva. Adi sigi potential V1 haro sigi potential V2 haro. Current have a potential difference divided by kari potential difference divided by resistance. Idro sumai tawdana heat kaidobagi cellino hardi temperature difference leve natro. Ada koi kama hai yare sida cell liba current, that is heat current can be written as nagi temperature difference divided by magi resistance, thermal resistance. Good. Tawda bu sida koi ni idoba temperature difference su achobde macha u kaidong da delta t su na kanu yaro minus sara go matha sane. Clear? Good. So we can nangi compare or we can draw a similarity between the nangi current flow in a resistor and the heat flow in a conductor. Now adu di sida kaitare equals to R thermal where haga sida RT h kaiga manaba there is thermal resistance. This is thermal resistance. I surgic space is sandana kitang ko sin ire no understand or no shin ba kanda phajana sillu. This is kari habase thermal resistance. Thermal resistance ke nagi unit haradi definitely nang ohm iba kasu kai deko. You can write this as ohm. Ohm irasu kasu kai deko. Kasu kai de. Yaraba good. Ado whatever nagi resistance tabam thopa unit atop du you that but nagi ohm iba da kasu kai de haba. Good. Now sida kari ga manani it is equals to C siga compare tauradi. How's T1 minus T2 dum mathak thamgre the makha da lehuga the term do natro. Makha da koi kama ibe ani K A do makha da kum kanda L by K ibe roidro. So it is L by K A. L by K A. L by K. L by K. Clear? So thermal resistance is nothing but L by K. I K is defined taudrimani. What is this K? What is this K? K is nagi thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity. Yaraba? Coefficient of thermal conductivity. Coefficient of thermal conductivity. Good. Yarabo? Yara. अब this सीधा की ना कि thermal conductivity की मागे कनोजी इबे यार होइद्रा dimension इबे हाई रोइद्रो हाई नी try it यार अब good thermal conductivity हाई रहनी सिपाउदा हौजिक सीधा कोई ना current flow का compare तौरीज़ it's very important नी current flow का compare तौरीज़ it's very important नी सिमा कोई सुआ कावगनु यार अब very important ay mutat kraba se site ige you sige comparison je hayeng complex of question hot kanda to me de kanani NEET ta dinga si bo hongdri NEET ta dinga si bo kai dog deba hangde but hangoi hainingai leite kawganu sida nangi potential difference v1 v2 higher potential to lower potential the nangi current chain mani so current will be higher potential v1 minus v2 divided by magi resistance so mai tawdran na horen temperature higher temperature de lower temperature de na throw lower temperature na heat flow tawduni marak sida khoi resistance ko si thermal resistance ni hairo sida khoi na chain doiba heat current si kari manani nagi ngasagi temperature difference achobadi macha divided by R thermal and where R thermal is L by Ka never forget this yarabo where K is kai have a coefficient of thermal conductivity simply thermal conductivity. How's it yari bang taharo? Sidai di numerical lakh redoni. Sidai di numerical numerical lakh reni siwo gyan tahawi tahu de haro. Is everything okay so far? From now on, numerical zakhrane. Ya dem da habiro. Before we move on. Yarabo. 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 Say yaren lauraga. Yaren lauraga. Yaren lauraga. Akwai sudam ta hage je sumaina. Ngasage nangi road ani connect over. Yaraba. Nangi combination of roads size. Linear combination of roads. Combination of roads. Combination of two roads. Road ani khak combined over. Road ani khak combined over. Road ani khak combined over. Suppose I see the road ama laire. Road ama khak laire. High river road se sigi magi length L1 hydrogen my cross section area A1 hydrogen adugo magi nangi thermal conductivity K1 thermal conductivity K1 road amagam sida hapage road amakak hapaji sigi road sigi magi length L2 magi cross section area A2 adugo my thermal conductivity nangi K2 now howzik sida ai point ani khak logeba A habama B habama left face of the left end of the first rod is maintained at the temperature T1. T1 ko temperature the maintain tawre. Aduga B sida na T2 ko the maintain tawre. T2 ko temperature the maintain tawre. Ayang question hangdo ne sida. Ngasagi si combined system gi magi need thermal conductivity K equivalent or K net kaya tani. Amana sige maya sida magi temperature T node hage. T node means temperature at the interface or junction ki temperature. Amana sida flow tawrakadaba heat to kaya oidun haba. Flow tawrakadaba heat to kaya oidun. Combination of two rods in housing nineri se nangi series combination iko. Series khatang tamdo ni no exam da matha saro. Parallel oibusu ya. Parallel oiba yai then nangi atoba complex oiba Kirchhoff's law gado sida pam yai ko. Sergi DPP gi lo shala padwai da nangi Kirchhoff's law pan gada ba complex oiba mem yarmani. Yar ba nangi ahum thona smaina ga pagi rod ahum thona combined over. High river mem jingdo nangi current gi concept do current electricity concept do law in no Kirchhoff's law pan ba yare sida no any other nangi current electricity law pan ba yaw kai sida sino. Road aina samise kari combination of series ne. Khangi ko se series combination. Series se dekho na kari hagi current da same current flow to weda ne. Add steady state first register or first road sida flow toriba nangi hit tuga second road the flow toriba hit tuga kaidoni hairo same oine ba ko four series combination an add steady state sima koi khang tare ana sida koi na pudok disi number 1 T net ko T node that is temperature at the junction. Number 2 the nangi K equivalent. What will be the K equivalent? Last Q that is flowing through the roads. Putoksi ko siya? Putoksi. Aha, but T node putoksi. T node putoksi. Since the roads are in a series combination, since the roads are in a series combination, form lazima noi khangu sir higher derive toge complex or kadaba yauri complex or kadaba dunane I direct noi isi simpa puru higher again. Yanda araba? Good. Since the roads are in series combination oiba maramna nangi add steady state first road the flow toriba hit karen duga second road the flow toriba hit karen duga kadoni harba same oini ye series combination karen cha mane ga hagidanya yanda arabo then adudi implies kari habe yare dude ngasagi ahan basida cheli ba hit karen dudi ahan basida cheli ji kaino ahan bai temperature T1 sidranagi T naught arba T naught is the junction temperature now sida chela kadaba Q1 kaiga manani haro Q1 habasidi kaiga manaraba nangi K times K1 times nangi A1 temperature ani gi difference achaude macha khaidu T1 achawra mani T1 is elimina divided by magi area magi length L1 this is equals to haro K2 A2 adu hanang na temperature T naught minus T2 divided by L2 yaro sidagi makha chathar pasidi yaro yam washin na calculation tawrani but calculation tangai fadana tawsi har gadai harap tammi bani ige exam dadi always hage je leng manadragajo sigi nangi area of contact area dadi adu manhalakani haba normally join tawkanda area ji manhalidana so area manadi sigi area ji kakhi araba yare adu area ji karigum bakoi ka oi haragadi nang hairap som thangdok thangni sanaro L2 na somda lao L1 na somda lao adu nang expand tawraji hairam tak iramge adu final relation do ai gromom idharage L2 na multiply tawradi K1 A1 L2 T1 minus T0 equals to K2 A2 L1 T0 minus T2 implies adudi sigi T0 makai sonda pun grow aduga nagi atai makai sonda lakan dene definitely what we will get is K1 A1 adagi nagi T1 aduga sida L2 plus asongi ngai sonda lani that is K2 A2 aduga T2 lengdana L1 asom thangra matungda divided by hara lani thangdok thangjen isana sana zero what we will get is nangi sida say K1 A1 L2 plus K2 A2 L1 this is going to be your nangi junction common temperature common junction temperature or interface temperature which is the junction temperature so junction temperature to see where any have so the papa kan sila bobok to papa bati ki law so sar sibo yara ba si yara bo this is a general expression adu si low in my ningsing ba is not possible sir jo hojik derive tawna derive tawbagi sum ningsing bai wani nale adi sir kawgine aduna sida ko na yam toina sinaga da relation ni khak condition ani khak thamge if condition if karigumba a1 ga a2 ga manaram targati CD ako na high 100% of your question 100% high roisira marang marang ta yepsel pa yai 99 high 99% of the question a1 equals to a2 ha kane adi a1 a2 ha ta di loin kalsan nagraga nangi t note kya ta horni haro k1 t1 l2 plus k2 t2 l1 divided by k1 l2 plus k2 l1 yani ngabo good sida muk yamna exam da toy nang hangisina more than 80% is A1 A2 manav natana n L1 ga L2 ju manaramadi L1 ga L2 ju manaramadi T note kya tarni haro dadi K1 T1 plus K2 T2 divided by K1 plus K2 yarava so howji akoi DPP hotba kanda direct sidum sina jiko whenever required let's use this if A1 ju A2 ju manaraba L1 ju L2 ju manaraba next amana let's find the K equivalent let's find K equivalent K equivalent putoke haradi howjik road anido howjik road anize nangi equivalent road ama khangna combine tawro equivalent road ama khangna adu sida de khoi smai tawsije yaro a1 a2 du manadana layerdi na matham sarani yaro si oi kitang samhalage yaraba sidang derivation am washalani hanakine nangi ngasagi area ani du bawdi manhalaji haba sigi area se manhalaji sigi leng l1 k1 aduga area duri jamanale L2 K2 aduga A1 ga A2 ga manhalaje manabai kes netra disi derivation si putonga hona yang warani si zibu nang ne equivalent oiba road amma khagna represent tawro hai river road tugi magi length L equivalent kya tani L1 plus L2 magi A equivalent kya tani area loi manarmina A hai rase aba adu magi K equivalent du kaya ta do ino direct sam tawdi aro ko se se khoi putok se kamai putorkani yung ako'y na high series combination ina sida flow tawriba hida q dot high row sida q cha mana ni high cha mana na sigi equivalent road sida su flow tawba hi cha mana daw natro awde ahan ba case sida ako'y na q dot high ke mana ni ahan ba condition gi sigi sida q dot high taraga di nangi ngasagi say k times k1 a1 aduga sigi ngasai t high row t1 t naught aduga t2 si formula di simpa pusaluko sigi temperature T1 T2 anis de maintain tawgini so K1 A1 haraga T1 minus T naught divided by kari ga manaba L1 which is also equals to som side second row to gi pa ge hargana K2 A2 T naught minus area dai manhan je harga 1 2 e lere manhanji natradi hi am washangrani haba ko calculation tawda yam washalane good aduna sira T naught minus T2 divided by L2 adu equivalent asonge lakandana Q dot hai kanda K equivalent area do manan jagre temperature di T1 minus T2 divided by L equivalent di L1 plus L2 when we compare these two siga compare tauge habra natraga ahan baziga siga compare tauge habra when compare taurakanda relation am hak taduni adu made ai sir direct irakta yaro ba derivation tawdi am sangdokrani then comparing we get k equivalent haibaze nangi sida L1 plus L2 aduga sida L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 so this is your equivalent sumai ning sang yaraba si madi ning sang tawadabu si na gives karam kan dano haro when areas are same lengsong manaramadi area su manaba lengsong manaba adudi kaidorani haro if L1 equals to L2 already lengsong manaramadi if karigumba A1 A2 manaba hagnatana L1 ga L2 su manaramadi equivalent kya ta hum thoya sida twice L habam lani sida L by yaraba K plus nangi L by K1 plus L by K2 L kathan nagre harga horen lasa kai ta hawani twice K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2 if karigumba L1 ga L2 ga manaraba A1 ga A2 su manaraba so sigi relation makai direct hayang formula ina hangakani khangza law question holds sibau ya dem ta habiro road ani combine tawba dogi madi question hangdore ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ 3 roads ꯐꯥꯎꯒꯤ ꯇꯝꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤꯀꯣ 3 roads combine ꯇꯧꯕ question ꯇꯝꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯐꯥꯎ ꯈꯪꯉꯣ ꯁꯤꯐꯥꯎ ꯈꯪꯉꯣ so now it is 11:48 ko ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ 12 khitang henba ho class tawramge ko sir pung amadai thokte yararoi adui mamang bawda loibam kai tamji sarna question khara collect tawre hayeng class asu sigi conduction part ta khini ko na hayeng ngasi gi atheng bada de khoi DPP question hot pa leiraroi ngasi sarna hona na ba question khara pukhale si holaji nangba makai hole nangda makai hayeng hot se ko hayeng nangi class ka atheng ba DPP gi question 10 question series ta sibo ya ya dem ta haro formula sing jam da khangbi tare formula sing jam da khang adi ai sida q dot di budhoktriba q di budhoktre du si value kai khanga matum dum senjalo se yar ba formula on year ge yar adro se ya dem ta habiro ya dem ta habiro ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯌꯥꯔꯦꯅ ꯂꯧꯔꯒ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯩ question ꯑꯩ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯑꯒꯦ import ꯇꯧꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯑꯒꯦ let's import the question ko DPP 55 के question जिंगनी DPP 55 के question को कहनो नहीं DPP 55 के question में खाई if L is the length, A is the area of cross section, and K the thermal conductivity, then the thermal resistance of the block is given by. मान length पीरे area पीरे thermal resistance कोई नसा है करे thermal resistance के नो सीधा temperature T1 है रो सीधा T2 है रो सीधा नंगी flow तो वो Q dot है रो यार वो मागी resistance thermal resistance अकोई ना है करे Q dot है बजी करेगा माना बा T1 minus T2 that is temperature difference divided by resistance thermal दो where है का सीधा ताकिब दो कहीं thermal resistance q dot hyperbole usually kind of norm taseng badi k times magi area t1 minus t2 divided by l so ani se compare tawrakanda r kai ge manaraba l divided by k times a ga l divided by k times a ga so this is your thermal resistance clear wearable very simple chimuk laudi YouTube kamu su chimuk hakti chimuk lawrakti yan tadribo toisibo amda habiro YouTube kamu hai tare YouTube ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡ YouTubeꯗ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯌꯥꯔꯤꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯗꯤꯁꯀꯁ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯁꯤ ꯒ꯭ꯌꯥꯟ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯕꯣ Yes everything okay ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯔꯒꯦ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇ꯭ꯔꯕꯣ ꯍꯦꯄꯤ ꯕꯥꯔꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯩ ꯇꯥꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯁꯦ ꯍꯦꯄꯤ ꯕꯥꯔꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯒ꯭ꯌꯥꯟ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯇꯥꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤ ꯍꯦꯄꯤ ꯕꯥꯔꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯄꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯊꯦꯡꯛ ꯌꯨ ꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯦꯛꯆꯔ ꯒ꯭ꯌꯥꯟ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯇꯥꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯝꯇꯪ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯔꯛꯑꯣ next question a cylindrical rod of aluminum is of length yaraba cylindrical rod ama laure cylindrical rod ama laure magi length sina kaya neba 20 centimeter magi radius sina kaya neba 2 centimeter the two ends are maintained at a temperature sige nagi T1 0 degree celsius T1 sina achobudu ohenji 50 degree celsius T2 sina nagi 0 degree celsius sida maintain tawt hame the coefficient of thermal conductivity isam samna thermal conductivity pire mana sigi k gi value du SI unit loi pire ko mana mathak to ige SI unit pire k equals to 0.5 nangi calorie adu mana sida centimeter yaraba nangi sida second adu degree celsius pire isam samna CGS system da pire CGS da pire adu mana kari haire the thermal resistance puthok bai dang tari nang temperature adu pirak bai mathau ta dre ko sida thermal resistance koi kari hagiba L by K L by K A hadi sigi cross section area sineba abdi L du mamana pire L hana to ihige area se kama ibe yani adu de pi r square na true CGS the e down na magi answer ju CGS ne pu hai ji CGS the e gadi L du kya tarani length to 20 centimeter 20 da dum iro K du na kaya no K gi value ju 0.5 CGS ni matha saranu pi leire R di kya no 2 square CGS ngakta ni matha saranu CGS ta tazara mani ko equals to करेगा माननी सी 2 square 4 into 0.5 ते क्या नो 2 तारे यार अब चुमना त्रो अदि 20 divided by 2 pi 2 नो सिदा कदी 10 by pi pi di 3 point something ni 3 point something ने 10 divide तो दी 3 point अदम तारो इधरो यार अब 3 point something तारा 3 point something ni अदम मान P option जी 0 point है जिसमें लाले the actual answer should be 3.18. This is Laliko. This is wrong. This is wrong. So the answer is 3.18. The answer is 3.18. Clear? Yarabo? Yarabo? Yare. Next, DPP 55 की question निको DPP 55 की question हो तो यम लेरी 54 की जो हो तो वाली बोला खिने को हम हफ्ता आसिमा है ना हफ्ता आसिमा Then question number 8. Question number 8. The two ends of a metal rod are maintained at a temperature 100 and 110 Celsius. The rate of heat flow in the rod is found to be 4 joule per second. If the ends are maintained at the temperature 200 and 210, the rate of heat flow will be. Fazabo question theoretical haidar conceptual haidra. Yung aham bada mai temperature je temperature maintain tawmi se kya no 110 degree ga ai lepta achawda dum thamge ko 100 degree celsius ka sida nangi heat flow tawdore atai di sa manava ro ni sa manava ro ni na mai resistance sa manaro idro cha manani adu sida flow tawriba heat current se kariga manum thoe temperature change T1 minus T2 divided by R thermal T1 minus T2 ji kya no amana 110 amana 100 divided by R thermal dum thamgo which is isam samna nangi 10 by R thermal ne it is mana kya nen piba implies current do mana 4 nen piba ni so 4 equals to 10 by R thermal yani ngaba se good si relationship ma haram dak sum ego sumai thamam ko makha koi darka waragadi makha mu sadaji next case ta ngasagi hanagi temperature same road oirimina my thermal resistance is amane the thermal resistance have the temperature they depend of the dana it's just like resistance is independent of the potential difference khaidane resistance is independent of the potential difference and the current I. So it depends only on the geometry and the property of the material. And the same material, same road the heat flow to bani temperature khak khena han bani haba. Hanana temperature to kaya kya the maintain tawre 200 and 210. So 210 degrees Celsius amananagi 200 degrees Celsius. sida flow tawrakadaba heat to kayanu hab q dot ds kay tani temperature ni ki difference T1 minus T2 divided by R thermal adagdi T1 to 210 sina 200 divided by R thermal that is 10 by R thermal 10 by R thermal to the hanagi 4 ji oiram natro that is hanagi duga jamana ni haba heat flow da hom ba kaim laite maram di simply nagi temperature temperature change tawjaraju change in temperature jamana temperature difference su mana haba han bagi dusu nagi temperature ani gi difference 10 next ki su temperature difference 10 thermal resistance sa mane same ro ni na so heat current will still be same so four adum tani clear yare theoretical loiba no neta sumbak sine mo ne am hangan dois yare bra sibawda question di ma'am lai ko hot pa yaba koi classes hot kini ayang classes hot kini ai question ani hum dang lawda gi ye adu nga ngasi lotion si yare next two identical vessels are filled with equal amount of ice. The vessels are made from different material. If the ice melts into two vessels in time T1 and T2 respectively, then their thermal conductivities. Yung sida ko na vessel ani khag hapsan dore ice hapsal ice hap kanda two identical vessels ni identical vessel hadi magi cross section area do the size manner mani to material different. If the ice melts, konagi sida my thickness am lerangani dana material dugi my thickness am lerangani my thickness am lerangani. But adusu some mane hai. If the ice melts in the two vessels in the time T1 and T2, the equal amount of ice ni mass amanare vessel ani dugi ko vessel ani dugi. Howjek sida time du khenai haba time khena targadi nangi time khena targadi mass amana bhabsen doini. Tawudo magi thermal conductivity na K1 haro sigi thermal conductivity na K2 haro. Cha mana mongda magi heat to superior khalo yar atai cha mana doini haba. Heat pisan kanta melt tawgi haradi. Yung sida ko na khang dawje. Ngasagi sida nangi sida yauriba container do sukyo shoydana saramani heat pisalamani na tari kamai melt tawdo. Container amade hapag hekta melt tawdo na tiyadana. Definitely heat pisalavani. Definitely heat pisalavani. Heat to same amount of heat pisalazi na tari mo analysis tawbo yaroi. Pisal lakpa kanda mana kari haire ngasagi sida makhadagi di zamana hit pisangre the melt torpai matam di khenagre ba ada khoina sida khanga daba basic principle of calorimetry whatever sida nangi mana say flow torkada ba hit sorry whatever sida gi flow tawgi ba hit yara ba nangi ngasagi pisangi ba hit to kadai da sinagi doino ice to melt taw da sinagi doiba adana khoina kari habai ai pisale ba hit to de koi q dot har is q dot sa de kemate q by time Maramdi sigi nangi metal plates the conduction gi through the heat transfer tawdor min my conduction gi hit to is heba q dot hari iroidro na q by t have the kama ibam thoe nangi ngasagi k1 adagi my area di edum haizi maramdi atai di chap chap mana dor mina yarabo good aduga sida temperature difference u I sama hapse lamina si mapan gi temperature na t1 hairo song in a t2 hairo so t1 minus t2 T2 will be definitely zero ni kai do no zero hoido sya ice ne ba thammi do so divided by magi length my thickness har sigi thickness ya raba sigi thickness koi t t har dia roi thickness kya hai ji d har si d ya ning abo so c ji kari da sin gi do ba it is going to be used in melting the ice melt to kan de kamai sin ai ko ai makha do is mai ida makha da ko ai je pulap general oine iba yana bane general oine iba yana ba tongan tongan tawdana ba in general harga in general har easy in general har easy in general oina nangi ngasai k1 har ona dudi k dang iro t1 minus t2 si hom thoktra implies adudi ngasai sida heat flow tawdori heat se kyano natra pishali ba heat se kyano time duna somda salaga ka haraga t1 minus t2 divided by d times t ne now adu this is a kaido the sinagidaba this heat is used this heat is used in melting the ice so melt of the cinnamon so sida pishaliba q have the kaidi sinani ice melt tawda ice melt tawdi kari ga manai m times l m times l latent heat of fusion adu mana hoje haije keno ngasagi time siga nagi thermal conductivity ga gi relation putho habani adu implies sinjalo K times A temperature की difference T1 minus T2 divided by D. This is the thickness of the plate. अदुगा सीधा time equals to M times latent heat of fusion. क्या दारबा? Good. अदु सीधा क्या कोई ना करी खंगे? माज same amount of ice नी ice की amount जो सब माना तो रे अनी सीधा हापी वो mass सब माना तो रे latent heat of fusion सब माना तो रे pull up सब माना तो रे pull up सब माना. अदगी A जो सब माना तो रे temperature difference सब माना तो रे D जो सब माना तो रे the karino basi the yours implies the k into t have the kariga mana re to pull up still karino to kayo why p river situation ani sida nangi season nangi thickness to d ni ko sa temperature difference ki t1 t2 haro पिछली वही जो जब माना था यारो इमर कंपेयर टोका था पनबदी पंदे से माना था यारो है बा सिंपली खेना दो रिवाइव वो मटेरियल खेना बनी ना मागे की वैल्यू खेना वहतनी सब माना बा आई स्मेल तो दो नहीं matam changbudu bu different time khak oibe wani adok in general oina khoina nainari se gani bisali ba heat to na horen mel to honba kanda kari relation lakpa yage do q dot have is q by t ni adu q dot have the ka times kari ga mana raba nangi t1 minus t2 divided by my thickness then q have the time the som the thangra ga silai re these hits in ever ice melt to the sin adu so q equals to mlf the q evolution is there sida yauriba mass of the ice animak jam manare haire latent heat of fusion of the ice sidi khena ya pote jam manare temperature difference jam manare then amana nangi area ju jam manadore identical nangi vessel nina khena is k t khatane ba the k into t is constant tare in other words kari habe yare du de k have is 1 by time the inversely proportional oire so nagi thermal conductivity ani ratio k1 by k2 higher d t2 by t1 ga jab manare yarabo k1 by k2 equals to t2 by t1 very simple yan ta hawgadro siga jab manabo question number 10 isana try tawzaragira hanang numerical ni two vessels of different materials are similar in size in every aspect the same quantity of ice filled in them gets melted in 20 minutes and 35 minutes the ratio of the coefficient of thermal conduction that is thermal conductivity ratio howzik da derive tawramina we know haro k habasi t the inversely proportion oire so the k1 by k2 habsi kai mana ba t2 by t1 t2 na 35 minutes ni t1 na nangi 20 ni the 5 na kalsali 5754 the answer comes out to be 7 is to 4 hey get us mina hairani 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 sir last one ko last one ngasi question ama hol lage lemo bong khai sir hayeng class hol lage aduga evening da so hol lage ya jani sir clear yarabo यार याम फजबो क्वेश्चन नमगा हौजिगे सम मानबो क्वेश्चन a copper of a cube of copper ko nangi copper dugi magi k ge value pire SI unit of side 1 meter यार a cube of copper ni has one of its face maintained at a constant temperature 100 degrees Celsius while the opposite face is in contact with ice copper nangi cube ama leire copper ki cube ama leire यार अब good अदुगा कइदोरबा साइड अमदा सोमदना हाइरो सिगी साइड से t1 equal to 100 degree celsius maintain तौरे असोम साइड रनगी आइस द कंटेक्ट तौरे आइस द कंटेक्ट तौरे आइस to 0 degree celsius यार अब आइस 0 degree celsius अन आइस 0 degree celsius द कंटेक्ट तौरे स्टडी स्टेट सिनेब लेदुस नाउ अदुदे कइदोरनी हायर टेंपरेचर दिगी लोअर टेंपरेचर सी मनुंग सिदा हीट फ्लो तौरोइद्रो तौरानी अदमान हाइजे केनो amount of ice melted in 1 minute adi magi sigi length sidi kya tarni what will be the length 1 meter yarava adi magi area of cross section na kya hoini area di 1 into 1 there is nangi 1 meter square adi putu oji q dot harak pasire transfer tawdo hit se kya no q dot have je ke mane nangi k a temperature ni ki difference divided by nangi length अब देखो ना सीधा वैल्यू हम तो सिंजन जी के की वैल्यू तो क्या नो 0.9 ए की वैल्यू 1 t1 की ना 100 माइनस 0 और 100 माइनस 0 डिवाइडेड बाय length 1, which is 0.9 into 100 kya no 90 yaraba joule per second. Adu akhona sida q pamadi mamdi horen sida ice melt open naina kan ice melt open naina kan da q ne pami q ne ba yarabo q. Adu akhona q je pudoge hardi q equals to kari gamana da 90 into q haibasidi antra suma use q dot haibasidi q by t na tro. Adu q haibasidi 90 t gamana re. Adu mana haris in 1 minute yengu habane. In 1 minute, in 1 minute q heat flow will be kya no 90 into 1, that is 90 joule ne. 90 joule of heat is flowing ne. Sige 90 joules e sidagi flow tawre harga ice to na si absorb tawdo ne, and this heat will be nagi kaidogdo ba absorbed by the ice and used to melt it. Audi haro that is q haibasi kari mana dau ba mlf. Audi q haibasi kari mana gre hauju kada 90 joule hai gre mass kaya melt to bono puthok to ni latent heat of fusion mana sida p tre ba adu akoi khang da yaroi. Latent heat of fusion is sana kai lo hai it calorie ne ba it calorie do khoi na horen joule do on kanda 4.2 the gram do mo kg do on kanda di okay ma gram da pyramid se dum ira se dum ibe yare yarabo. This must nangi joule per gram laser mane joule per gram. In other words, mass will now be in joule. अब di khara thang do thangin sana razi kaya ta do male m equals to 90 divided by it into 4.2, that is nangi sida 90 divided by 0 ga si point ga khaksan nagro I to just 16 laira ba ngako ko karigino values e values e sagi je soi je kai do khangbra sir na soi je kaino khangbra 1 minute harga sir na joule hek de ire the 1 minute hai baje koina SI unit joule the ig hedi 1 minute se kaina sai 60 na. I should multiply by 60, then means 5400 joule oidoba yandaraba 5400 joule oidoba aduma sarna soirame. Aduna sida 90 ki mahutta 5400 mam dai sida SI de e grebo ko and 5400 tawda bu kawroi daba mana gaino mass ti gram dani ko aina iriba khuize. So 5400 divided by I na 16 leraba 32 33 leraba 336 5400 divided by 336 kakpo bu yabro exact number bu tari adu ai matam mangal ro ye direct adum ai divide toge direct divide toge using calculator. Sira divide tawdo is 5400 divided by 336. So the answer comes out to be 16 point something. So 16.07. Yeah, about this much gram. I get this, Sumaina. Whatever heat flow tawri do. Nagi basic principle of calorimetry na kaya si nagi doiba ice to melt over da. No ice melt tawhan gi hardi MLF na tro. Good. LF की value sida di p dre. Adu sarna hara me si value si bodi khangzalu. Sinpha puba kanda kaida sinpha puda ba CGS system da. Da ka war kanda nangi calorie do joule da convert tawge hardi 4.2 multiply to. Fare ngasi ai sira lotion ge. Ngasi gi sira lotion ge. Hayeng kon hore nungdang di class later roy. Hayeng class makha sa tharak pada sige koi question ho tharani question koi complex over question kharaga lairi ko no NCRT da ju fasu fasu khara yauri that we will solve. Then amana hayeng gi atheng bada so koi sige question khara hot chini aduna yare adu mathang da koi radiation yaraba radiation dun si chapter lore coming monday gi test ta nagi sige chapter that is thermal properties of matter adugi mathangi test number 14 do ado ko shana class jo hire it will be mock test for class 11 complete ki mock test hoini tawda bo shana tak taba chapter khare yauri adu kan thoga ko fare ngasi lo shalaji sir swai lo shange sir gi so atu patha khare chan na tawge. Okay, bye bye, see you tomorrow. I see link share tawke se no isin ban nang hogda I share tawke group ta.